I'm going to begin with just asking if you were a big fan of Lego when you were growing up, if it was something that you used to play a lot as a kid.
I did. I played a lot of Lego when I was a kid, and I played it. I have a brother who's quite a bit younger than I am, and so he played it, and then so I played it until I was quite. I should have been not playing it anymore, and then of course I have my own two sons. So I've quite literally spent my lifetime playing with Lego.
So is that the main thing you think that drew you to getting involved in the Lego films?
Well, of course I was very familiar with it because I played with it a lot and really enjoy it. But also Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who wrote and directed the first one, is how I came to be part of it. And they're such brilliant guys, really funny writers, and great directors, and I was just instantly in.
Yeah, because I mean, you're right. The humor is so integral to these films. I mean, why do you think they're so important to kind of Lego franchise, and particularly the Batman movie?
There's so many superhero films out now that are pretty humorless, and it becomes a little difficult rather to sort of decipher one from the other. They all kind of blend together, and it's just all they can really do is just kind of out-action each other and just do more and more implausible sequences that end with slow-mo and isn't he going to blow up the planet Mars or whatever it is. What's much more interesting is to have those elements, and you still want to see action, but to actually have a story that is relatable and that people can identify with, but also to have humor that feels real, that the humor is really coming out of still telling the story. It's not just throw out sort of one-off jokes, but actually in character and on story. And I think we've, in this sort of Lego world, we've done a pretty good job of finding that.
Because I mean, they're incredibly cross-generational. What do you think it is about these films that have this appeal to adults and adults and kids?
It's just the writing. It's just what's in it. It's in the final product. It's not pandering to kids. It's not a kids movie per se. It's a family movie in the sense that everybody in the family can enjoy it on some level.
So when you were working with the directors and producers, did you get a sense of the kind of artistry that goes into making a film like this?
Yeah, of course. There are so many people. It's an incredibly collaborative process, and there are so many people. I don't know if you watch the credit sequence at the end, but it's about almost as long as the movie. It takes a lot of really talented, smart people to put these things together, and you have to have somebody who's got a great, firm, steady hand at the top. And Chris McKay, you do, the director, and he's just an amazing talent, and he was able to kind of lead this thing with a vision and bring all these people together and get the best out of all of them, and it shows in the final product.
And I want to know, did you get a sore throat from making this movie? Because you had that kind of gruff Batman voice the whole way through. By the end of it, you must have just needed a few strepsils.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't do it all in one day. That's true. I did it over the course of many days over 2 years. And we just did our last session a few weeks ago.
The only criticism I've got of this movie is I worry now if I go back and watch Batman, I'm not going to enjoy it as much because I don't think I'm going to be able to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Have you watched any superhero films since making this, and have you found your relationship with the genres changed at all?
Yeah, I haven't really watched any superhero movies. I think for the very reason that most of the time I think that in this new wave of superhero films that have come about, and that was really led by Marvel, and the first one that kind of led this renaissance was Iron Man. And one of the things that people really responded to, if you remember in Iron Man, was Downey did such a great job he did infuse some humor into Iron Man. And that really resonated with people. And what's happened is, that happens, and then all the other movies started getting made, and people kind of lose that. And they forget what was important, or what made audiences like it the first time.
Well, Lego Batman will remind them anyway.
I hope so.
Brilliant. Well, thanks so much for your time today.
Cheers, man.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey